everyone, and thank you for joining us on AMLikeUs. My name is Melissa Leon, and today we'll be interviewing Andres Gallardo, a very well-known artist from Brentwood, New York, who has everyone running rampant for his gems. Andres, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I just have a few questions now. I've seen these scavenger hunts that you've been putting out on Instagram, and within maybe seconds, these gems are gone.
Yeah.
How did you even come up with the idea of basically just doing these gem hunts?
I started this, I think January of this year, and I was in Manhattan and I was seeing people paint really quick galaxies and universe paintings, and they were selling them for like 40 bucks, 50 bucks, and I just decided to try it thinking I can do the same thing, so I did it really fast, but I would put a love poem, and just spontaneously on my way home, I decided to drop it like at Barnes & Noble's in Bayshore. Not knowing anybody was going to be excited about my art, it was almost a question within myself, would people be excited if I put work out this way? I think the meaning behind what gems are now to me kind of evolved, but in the beginning it was just something, in a sense, fun, you know, but it's definitely turned into something else for me now. Yeah.
I agree. I've been on a few scavenger hunts, so it's a little crazy. I haven't been able to get one myself, but hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Now, why was there like a specific moment in time where it just kind of hit you, like this is what you're good at, this is your niche? Was there like a moment of epiphany for you?
Not exactly. It's funny because I have a lot of friends who are marketing majors, and they do that kind of stuff, and they told me you're a marketing genius, and I'm like, I don't get it. What do you mean? You know, because it's like that was never the intent. The intent wasn't this grand idea to put my name out by putting out gems. It was something that almost practiced the art of giving, to be honest. It was like, all right, I can make pieces for myself, but while I do that, I can also give and get people excited, you know.
What was the first gem that you ever made?
First gem I ever made was a galaxy piece on canvas. It was, and it had a love poem by this amazing poet that I followed on Twitter, who now is pretty cool, which is pretty cool now. But it said, it was a love poem and had references to galaxies. So for the first 5, I was looking for like quotes that had something to do with galaxies. So the first one was something about having a galaxy within someone's eyes. It's some lovey thing, you know. But yeah, that was the very first one. It wasn't people or celebrities. Yeah.
What's now is this person like from around here? Or you just?
Well, she's from Canada.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the poet's from Canada. Yeah.
Now you say you always put love poems on your gems. Why?
I'm a lover. I'm a Scorpio. I'm just extremely passionate in what I do, and anything that shows that to the extremity in your craft and your life. So I feel like love is the only thing to write about, to be honest.
It's very central in life. I agree. Now, if you had to basically kind of compare your work to an artist that you know right now,
yeah,
who would that be, and like why the comparison?
Yeah. Well, I guess if someone had to describe my work, because it is a lot of pop culture things, so I'm a pop artist in a sense. It's probably this guy named Shepard Fairey. He does like Obey clothing, and because he uses a lot of stencil work, and so do I. But he's one of my biggest influences, and besides him, there's another dude named Ron English, who does propaganda and pop art as well. So those two guys, I think for the most part, are the two that I might resemble the most. Yeah. The gems, I don't know if it resembles really anybody, but I've heard stories that, you know, in the past people have put out, but I can't think of like a name, so I don't know if the gem project is inspired by anybody in the sense.
Now, I've also heard of people that are, I guess, copying the idea of the gem hunts. How do you feel about this?
I have no issue with it. People seem to be more mad about it than I am, you know, but I have no problem with it. I think, not saying they're imitating me, but I think imitation is the best form of flattery, in a sense. So it's kind of cool for people to be putting their art in that way if they want to. Only thing I guess I'd be mad if they would call it gems, you know, because I feel like that's like my name, you know.
I agree. Do you know them at all? Or?
I don't know them at all, no.
Okay.
And in a sense, sometimes I've wanted to, like, you know, give them props for doing the same and for striving to do that and putting their name out there. But I don't ever want it to come off as condescending or anything like that. I actually disrespect anybody trying to grind who are young. And they seem to be really young kids who, from here, And even I heard of one in Brooklyn, and when someone wrote on their photo, "Have you heard of Art of Andres?" And the person responded and said, "Yeah, he's really good. What he did is amazing." But I was a little defensive, I guess. But I don't personally have an issue with it.
I think they see it more as like they use you as kind of like an inspiration to them.
I think it's amazing. Yeah, my biggest goal is to inspire. So.
How does that make you feel? Like
It's crazy. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I love it.
now, I know that basically like this room is filled of magnificent pieces.
It's my gem factory.
Is there like anything upcoming that it's bigger than all this that you want to do for Brentwood, for your fans? Is there anything at all that you have in store?
I want to throw. I recently, I think in July, end of July, mid-July, I threw a gem show, and that was the first time I did a show like that. Because I've had art shows in the past, but this one was playing. It was like the community's art show. It was like whatever you found from me, bring it. Let's hang it up. This is your work. So we had a show celebrating them, because to me, I think it's amazing that they're even willing to go out and try to find work. Try to find the gems. And like I was saying, from the first time I put out a gem to now, the meaning behind it is so much different, because I think it's beautiful for how that moment they could be going through something crazy, and they find a gem, and for that second, even for that minute, they forget about it, and they're like happy. So it's dope to be putting out smiles. So that's the definition of gems now compared to what it was then. Just fun to something kind of metaphorically.
I think it's just an element of like adventure, I guess.
It is, yeah, that too.
Because we're all so used to routine, like work, school, errands.
Yeah.
And then just for a moment, it's like, oh my God, a gem. It's like you kind of revert to being like a child again, and then just going for something that you really, really want, like that favorite toy on the shelf.
Yeah.
But I think what you're doing is amazing,
Thank you.
it's inspiring a lot of people. You dropped a gem in Paris. I know you went to Paris. How was that?
Paris was beautiful. Just as inspiring as all my heroes have talked about it in songs and poetry and books. And I actually went by myself. I didn't go with friends. It's crazy because I didn't even know where I was going to stay, to be honest. My first day there, I had planned a place to stay, but it kind of like flopped on me. So I was there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, walking around with luggage, almost on the verge of like panic attack. I'm like, where am I going to stay? What am I doing here? Why did I come alone? But then I managed to find a place and had a good time and paint and drop gems in front of the Eiffel Tower. And just it was a good experience. It was good. To me, it kind of like stamped sort of what gems are now, and not just saying it is a local thing. I will always have love for my community and always give to my community first and foremost. But the fact that I was able to take it outside and do it out somewhere else was like, okay, he has more ambition than just where he's at,
I definitely, I agree with the community part, and I also agree, like, I know someone that their cousin knew of you, and their cousin is all the way in the boroughs, because we were talking about you, and we're like, oh, we're gonna meet Andres. They're like, Art of Andres? Oh my God. And it's just amazing, like, what you're doing for everyone. It's just, it's exciting, it really is.
Thank you. It means a lot.
I have a question for you. What would be your favorite piece today? I mean, I know you said all of these mean so much to you. If you had to pick just one, which one would it be?
It's no contest. It's actually the piece I call "Shower Your Seeds with the Right Seeds," and yeah, it's one of this. The child's holding a book, and he's sitting on a bunch of books of revolutionaries, and above him are clouds of revolutionaries. And it basically, it has a message to it, and I'll go back to that. There's people who love that work that I did, and in 2010, I was starting that kind of work that had meaning, not pop culture or anything like that. And I went to California, and all my work got stolen. Like,
oh my God.
It was like 5 pieces that were really big, and they all got stolen. We came back, everything, just couldn't contact the people that were in charge of the work. I remember wanting to quit back then, but obviously I haven't. But that piece means a lot because it kind of tapped me back into putting my heart into pieces, trying to tell a story and tell a message.
If you could give a message to, the younger generation, artists that are up and coming that would like to make something of their talents, what would you say to them?
I think don't be discouraged. I think society's always going to try to rub in your face how it's financially unstable to be an artist, but I think some of us have to be this. Like, we can't all go for accountants because that's what's secure, you know. I have nothing wrong with that. You know, some people won't know and they'll find their way. But in my opinion, if it's something passionate like art, music, anything in the art field, period, you're gonna be shunned. You're gonna be ridiculed. But at the end of the day, if we don't do it, who's gonna do it? I'm sure if you talk to any other kid when they were kids and you ask them, what did you want to be when you grow up? It wasn't an accountant, you know? It wasn't, you know, working on Wall Street. I don't care if you're driving a Ferrari or not. Like, it wasn't that. You got scared along the way, maybe. And some of us, and that's okay. But some of us can't be. You know, some of us have to straight up be like, no, there's no plan B. I don't have a plan B. This is my plan. My plan A is that I'm an artist and I'm going to inspire people. And my plan B is I'm going to do plan A. You know?
I like that. I really do.
That's how I feel, yeah.
Now, you also said that you're doing a piece at Suffolk Community College. Like, well, they're doing a piece on you and everything. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to, you know, move into the schools now? Like, this is something that college students can see. Yeah. Reverting back to what you said before, that, you know, some people have love for, you know, whether it's music, art, but they're doing something else. What do you want your, I guess, paintings to just spark up in them, to remind them of?
Well, it's funny because, you know, when you graduate high school, you're like 17, 18 years old. I didn't start really painting, getting into it until I was about 20. So I went to school and I was scared, so I went for like fashion merchandising at first. And I love that stuff, like all that stuff is really cool. I just didn't want to be boxed in. So I think fine arts was broader for me. But I hope it's going to be an article in Suffolk Community College. They wrote one of me in Nassau, but prior to GEMS, when I was going there. And I hope that one person like picks it up and maybe on their tracks gives them hope again for their first love. Like, even if it's baking a cake, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're really passionate about that, the whole moral of all of this is like, follow what you're really passionate towards, not just the safe route. You know, I'm a human being, so there's times where I like feel like, man, maybe I should have done the safe route, but then I wouldn't be here. Then I wouldn't accomplish what I've accomplished till now. So I hope like whatever my paintings do for Suffolk and for anywhere else that writes about me, like I just hope that even if it's one or two people, that it ignites some kind of passionate flame under them to really push.
I think that's what a lot of people need. I mean, just walking into your gem factory, it just automatically is overwhelming in a positive way. That, you know, I'm very used to routine and everything, and I'm pretty sure a lot of our viewers are as well. But it's nice to see that it's allowable to have love for something else aside from a regular job or going to class or doing the regular. But it's amazing to see. I just want to tell you that. And again, thank you for joining us on AMLikeUs TV.
I appreciate it.
Good night, everyone.